Well, ladies and gentlemen, you're certainly welcome back to the channel. Keith here from Come On The Hoops. If this is your first time viewing the channel, please do like and subscribe. This is going to be a weird video. I'm going to give you my input on this move that could happen. Strange move, but I've seen stranger things happen in football in the last couple of weeks. The likes of Rodgers coming back to Celtic. So, obviously, like the background, the European Cup, and obviously my ball on as well. So, Tierney back to Celtic on a season-long loan move. I've done a poll on Instagram today about this, and we're looking at around average 85% of people are saying yes for Tierney to come back. He's 26 years of age, he only turned 26 at the start of this month. Would you welcome him back? The reason why I take him back on loan is because he's not playing much football that he would at Arsenal because Zinchenko's ahead of him. Now, he has played over 38 games this season, considering Carabao Cups, Europa League, the Premier League, the FA Cup. He's still got minutes under the belt. He's a regular starter for Scotland, so he wants to stay in Steve Clarke's team. He left Celtic in 2019 for a bid of 25 million. Now, a lot of fans went against Tierney, and I know a lot of people have changed their mind on Tierney in recent times. He was getting called a Judas. There was stuff spray painted on the walls and Castle Milk about him around the corner from his house. He talked about on the Open Goal podcast with Slaney and Soy Ferry, some horrendous stuff. This was a guy that made us 25 million. He played at the club from the age of 7 years of age, went through to the senior team, won a treble with us, wasn't invincible, played some cracking Champions League games, and people still were giving him abuse because he left and he made Celtic 25 million. That is pathetic behaviour. Pathetic behaviour because he pocketed us a lot of money. One of our, probably the highest amount of money that we've received for a player, especially one of the Scottish players as well. So I hope he comes back. Why not? It benefits Celtic, especially if we're going to progress in the Champions League. We all want to progress in the Champions League. We all want to get out of group stages and get a knockout tie and accomplish that. That's a way beyond us at the moment, but we need to strengthen in positions like left back. Look at Greg Taylor. He's a really good left back over the last 2 years under Ange, and with Brendan Rodgers be a part of letting this guy play and say, well, look, he's good enough to wear the shorts. And Rodgers has said that he's been virtue watching Celtic over the last couple of years, even when he left at Leicester. Interesting one. I take Tierney back for European experience because he has Europa League experience in there as well. Champions League experience when he played against the likes of Man City for Celtic. Had an absolute blinder that night. Ran rings around Raheem Sterling as well. It's a no-brainer. You know, Tierney always performs in the high stages, even for Scotland. Played well for Arsenal, you know, over the last couple of years. Won an FA Cup, won a Charity Shield there. I wish we did pocket 6 to 7 million if Arsenal did win the Premier League last season, but they didn't. They didn't, unfortunately. Man City were a better team. I think it benefit us, but the problem is with this deal is 110 grand report he's on a week. Are Celtic going to do a Duffy deal and pay up to more than half his wages? Probably potentially looking at about 55 to 60 grand Celtic could pay for Tierney to come back. Now, to a lot of Celtic fans, they don't like the thoughts of Celtic paying out for a player that's on loan. Could we get him back on a long-term deal? It's a lot of the question. Reportedly, Newcastle have been sniffing around for Tierney for the last 12 months. If Newcastle wanted Tierney, they would have gotten Tierney by now. You know, Arsenal willing to sell him for 30 million. That's what they're looking for. 30 million for Tierney. They bought him for 25 and they want to sell him for 30 million. I can't see Celtic taking him back in any aspect of buying him out straight anytime soon because we don't have that money to buy him one player. We have 30 million in the chalice, as they're saying. We've already spent a few quid already getting the likes of Thiago home. You know, are we going to go out and fork out and buy a defender for 8 to 9 million? We're linked with his teammate Rob Holding. A lot of people are iffy about Rob Holding. I've learned on the channel the last couple of days, some are saying he's a bit of a liability, he's not good enough for Celtic. Some people are saying he'd be a solid centre back. We're all entitled to opinion. I want Tierney back at Celtic, simple as that, because I think he knows the club inside out. He's a Celtic fan, winning desire. We need that temperament. He's captained the team a couple of times. He's European experience. It all ticks the boxes. People might say he's a bit injury prone, but I think Tierney's overcome them injuries that he had back in 2019 at Celtic when he was getting tranquilizers into the legs, struggling to play games under Lennon when Lennon came in. You've seen what happened, the historics of win the treble the first time around, these two getting knocked out, run up the steps of Handon to celebrate to lift that cup, to get stitches in his mouth, you know, the rogues at the treble. Tierney, you know, I love Tierney, and I know a lot of people are still against the whole thoughts of it, but heart to heart, it's a yeah for me. Arsenal will be delighted to ship him off for a season-long move, so it means that he can progress, and maybe they can sell him for big bucks if he plays well at Celtic in Champions League football as well. So I think it's a win-win for us. Let me know in the comments, would you not want Tierney back? Would you like Tierney back? Yous are all entitled to his opinion. That's why you subscribe to the channel. Speak to you all soon. Hell.